All right, let's talk Tesla and see what this trade looked like and what the rationale was behind adding position size once we were long the trade. So initially, we were looking for Tesla to move higher from this 333.75 line. So we had sort of an interim line here. We were really, the long that we initiated was from 333.14. You can see I've got the trades showing there. Let me just shut those off for a second. So as we're coming down in here, the idea was if we get to this blue line, 333.14, we should be able to see a move back up into this 333.86 level. So obviously, once we're moving lower, it's not happening. And then we've got another level here at 332.92, which is also support. And you can see how this overlaps with yesterday's closing range, and it overlaps with a bunch of stuff that went on today. It's a little messy, but you can get the drift here. It's right where the volume weighted average price was for a big punch of the session. And we're thinking if it hits this line, it's got an opportunity to move higher. So smaller position on the first wave in. It's just the way I'm dealing with Tesla, because Tesla going into earnings here. The idea early in the morning was, if this breakout was going to be real, if it got up above the daily resistance going into earnings, that it could just shoot higher. Well, it didn't do that. It stopped dead in its tracks, reversed down lower, came down in, first entry, didn't pan out. But then, if you've got another entry just down here that's just, barely down below it, really, well, you're going to add to the position. It's a smaller position. This one, larger position, because it's sort of a stronger point, right? It's not super strong. You can see there's not just a ton of lows or anything that are bumping against these saying it's going to ricochet higher, but there sure were down here. So down here at this 332.41 area, this was where I was really just layering on the position, just tripled the position size, and then got my average price way down, and then 332.92 was the exit on it. So again, we can look at these trades and see how they lined up. And you see it there, right? The lion's share of what we put on was down at 332.41, and then the move up into 332.92 makes for just a really nice, quick little move. I mean, it would have been wonderful to catch the big short move, but I didn't have any reason here to go short. What I was looking for after we got out of the long was, is there a pop from this support level just up to this VWAP and then get another reversal down lower, and then we would have had a target down here at 331.56, a first target anyways, and as this thing accelerated, we could have caught it. But there was no trade there. What we're talking about right here is how to manage the logic of, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different places, really. I guess 3 different places that I'm interested in trying along to see if it can recapture this volume weighted average price and get up to 333.86. And by the time you're down into this part of the range, what you're really looking for is just, can I scale my position size, capitalize on an inflection on these just multiple pops that it's had from here. It was support all day today. It was resistance yesterday. It feels like you're at least going to get one solid move from there, and that in fact is exactly what we got. So that happened live during the live stream. You love it when you can actually show people what's going on, but it played out picture perfect, and it's just a really good example of how to scale position sizing.